I've got 8 questions here. You pick 3 numbers, 1 through 8, and whatever questions we land on, that is where we start at least.
Okay. I'll start with 3.
Could you survive a zombie apocalypse? And if you were in one, what is your best skill that you would bring to your group of survivors?
No, I could not. I think about when it's like a little chilly and I'm like, I'm done. I've never been in a physical fight. I don't do well at like an amusement park. Do you know what I mean? Like a long day at Six Flags, I'm like dead. So zombie apocalypse, that's a no. What I could bring, I'm imagining like, let's say I'm in a group with people. I think I'm like sense of humor for the 20 minutes that I'm alive before I get killed.
Morale is important.
Yes, people need that. And then after I've been killed by a zombie, everyone's kind of like, we miss her vibe. But I don't think I would be around for very long.
What is your second number now?
7.
So I am obsessed with looking at everybody's trivia page because we always find really random and silly facts there. So if you could add something to your page about yourself that would surprise everyone, what would it be?
I don't know if it would surprise everyone, but I would be like, reacts horribly to dairy. I think that doesn't surprise anyone at all. I think that's something people could look at me and go, she doesn't do well with milk. But I'm like, for some reason, I'm like, I need people to know that.
One more number on the tower. What is it?
9.
There's no 9. It's 1 through 8.
I love that.
That's a first, and I absolutely love it.
I thought it was out of 10, but I love it. It's out of 8. Okay, I'm gonna do 5.
Number 5 is wrap gifts. What is the most memorable wrap gift you ever received?
Well, for bodies, Amanda got everyone these cute little necklaces that said their character names, and I thought that was really sweet. I wear mine all the time. Which is my character's name is Alice, and it's sort of like, if you don't know, especially before the movie comes out, I'm like wearing it in a coffee shop, like, am I Alice, am I Rachel? But I thought that was really cute.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back for a brand new edition of Collider Ladies Night. I am very excited to welcome Rachel Sennott to the show because I'm a big fan of your work. And as you already well know, I am obsessed with Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Your movie is such a damn blast. I love it.
Thank you. It's fun. It's very fun.
I'm always fascinated by the fact that every single path is different. So when you first made that decision, what did you think step 1 to becoming an actor should be? And now looking back, was that step something you would recommend to aspiring actors, or did you find something else that was more effective?
I did some embarrassing things. I sent like an email to the casting director of like the Twilight movies because I was like reading the Twilight books, being like, I like could be a really good like background vampire. And it's like probably all I had to do was like show up. But I was like cold emailing people as a child. And honestly, sometimes a cold email works. But so I think when I was like a kid, I just wanted like any way into that to break in. Because I think that if you don't come from the world of the industry and you're kind of like, it's sort of mystical where you're like, how do I even get in there? And then I think I went to school in New York, and just being in the city, I think made me realize like, I just need to kind of put myself out there as many ways as possible. And I think that is a good thing to do. Like I started doing stand-up. I would do basically every single student film that there was to do at NYU. Like I did like, I would be like in their class exercises where the teacher is like, this is how you point the camera. And I'm just like sitting there like eating an apple or whatever it was, where they were like anything. And then I would like write these sketches with my friends and we would shoot those. So I think like basically just like trying to find a way to put yourself out there, because like people will, they said it to me, they would say this like when we were in school, and I was like, I don't really believe you. Like, but like people are watching, like, and they're looking for new talent, like agents and stuff like that. And when by the time I like signed with my agents, they had been like, oh yeah, we saw you doing stand up like for years, like tracking you kind of and seeing like sketches and everything, but you don't really realize that. But I think you just have to put yourself out there and like do as much good work as possible.
Every path is different in that respect, where some people feel the need to train in a more formal program or setting like that, but others like to just get out there and get their experience on set. So at that point in your life, why was studying at Tisch the right move for you?
Looking back, I mean, I think it was just my parents like I think that it would have been, they wanted me to go to college. And I think like just it makes sense. Like everyone at it was like, everyone goes to high school, then you go to college. Like, I think there was no in my head. It was just what was like expected of me. Looking back, I think the main thing that I got from going to school there is not from the classes, which is bad to say, but like, I really felt like the acting program and everything, like I would ask questions about like having a career or like, how do I get an agent? Am I allowed to leave class to do an audition? And it was like, no, 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 no. What you really should be doing is performing a monologue from 1802 and like eating a raw onion while you do it. Like it was such a like cult like program. And I basically just like left my studio after 2 years and did like what I was saying, where I did like every student film and I would like lie and say that I was like sick so I didn't have to go to class, and I could do those things. And I wish that the programs did a better job, because it's, to me, I think that's what's special about the school. And I met so many of my like current day collaborators there. Like all of my collaborators that I met in school, like that is the most valuable part of the school experience. But I felt like the school itself, and maybe this is bad for, I don't want to be drugging, but I feel like I had to go out of my way to make those, to like cross over and do the film. Like the drama program did not really support me going over and like doing film student projects, but I like did it anyways.
This is something I'm really curious about, because like you've had so much success in stand-up and other things beyond acting for the camera, but this is an industry that has a habit of boxing people into the very first thing that they become very popular for and that they're very good at. What was it like, I guess, trying to do a little bit of everything in the earlier years, when I've heard so many stories about folks being told like, but don't hook yourself to that, because otherwise they're going to leave you there and not give you access to this other type of work you want so much?
I think to get into the industry, you need kind of like a sharp point. Kind of, you need like, you don't know what the thing is going to be, but people will see you exactly that, like for one thing, and be like, oh, she does this. And so I felt like, for me, I was like, I'm going to do everything all at once and see what hits, but always be working on multiple things. And like, I remember when I was, my dad drew me this like chart where it's like, there's things that are like urgent and important. There are things that are like urgent, not important. And then there are things that are not urgent, but important. And I wish I could draw it, because then it would seem better than when me saying it.
It's already speaking to me. I'm very organizational, like list making. So yeah. This is kind of like working with how my brain works right now.
Wait, are you a Virgo? Did I ask you this?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Love that. I'm Scorpio rising. I'm Virgo, but I'm very like list, like organization, because it's like every single day, it's like you have an email or whatever, you're doing like, you know, stuff that feels like important then, or like, oh, you got a self-tape. But then there's things where it's like Emma and I started writing Bottoms, the movie that we just shot, like the same time she was writing Shiva Baby, the feature. Like she wrote, we finished the short together, and then we started writing it. And so that's like a script that we've been working on for years. But then when Shiva Baby came out and we had buzz from that, we were able to be like, we have this other script ready to go, and we didn't have to like start from scratch, and we could use the momentum. So I feel like in my head, I was like, okay, I have to focus on everything, some things that are going to benefit me right now, which is like doing stand-up, doing open mics, but then I'm working on the things so that when I get noticed at the open mic and I go into an agency meeting, I can say, hey, I also have this. I want to be seen as this. And like doing Shiva Baby, the feature, it's like, that was also a long process. I didn't write that, but like Emma and I worked together. Like I was a producer on that, trying to find funding, doing all of those things where it's like, there was no like immediate reward for that. That was a very much like a slow burn, but I was working on that while I was doing stand up so that like I could be seen as all of these things at once and not get put into a box.
Who wants to play Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Who surprised you most? Who did you meet day one when you first learned who was cast? And I don't know, you thought you knew what they were capable of, but then when they hit the set and you started working together, it was just above and beyond they surprised you.
Pete is someone that I went in with the most expectations of because there's so much like about him online, or like I've seen him perform on SNL, and I actually was always a fan of his comedy. I saw him tape like one of his specials because they did it at Kimmel at NYU, and I like went. I like have a Facebook status that from like years ago that was like seeing Pete Davidson tonight, and like I think he is so funny in this movie, but I also thought he really did such a great job dramatically. And really like that impressed me a lot. And I think he really is a serious actor, and he like takes everything, like he was so focused. And like, I mean, everyone blew me away. I think the whole cast is so talented and brings like their own style. So I was like, I felt so lucky to work with everyone on the movie. But for him, I'm like, I think I definitely I read the most thing, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. This is kind of asking you to like, I don't know, choose your favorite child or something, but you just have so many unforgettable lines of dialogue in this. Do you have a favorite of the bunch, or like something you came up with on the spot and you're like, shit, like that's real good?
I think my favorite improv was the I'm an ally line, because it was like, I don't know if I even had a line there. I don't think I had a line there. I think it just went right to Jordan's, like, you're always playing the victim. But I didn't know, there was like so many takes where I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, would I roll my eyes at her? You'd want to like defend yourself or be on her side. Like, this is worse than being accused of being like the murderer. And so like, there was this, that take where it was like, just wanting to like, I think so many people, instead of wanting to like listen or be like, what did I do wrong? They need to like jump to the defense and be like, I am an ally and I understand. And so that one was really fun, I think.
Okay, that's a good one. You have so many in this. I'll end with this question. It's like a little bit of theorizing here, but let's say Alice was the last one standing. She made it out alive and she discovered what was really going on the entire time. How do you think the experience would have changed her, if at all?
I think it would have completely broken her. Completely. Like, I think there's like this, I mean, kind of the whole night, like she goes from being like, I just want to have fun, to being like unhinged by the end. Like in that, my final scene, like before I die, I think it's just like every lie that I've told myself or thought that I've had about my friends, it's like, everyone hates me. And my podcast that I work so hard, which honestly, like if I found out that like my friends didn't like respect me, like that would destroy me too. Like I think like so much that would be so hard to be like something, all my friends are making fun of me behind my back. They don't respect, you know what I mean? I think that would destroy pretty much anyone. So I think she would not be okay. I don't know what she would do. But she would not be good.
Thank you so much for your time today. Huge congratulations on everything you've accomplished, but wow, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is something else. You should be proud. And so should this entire ensemble, and Helena too, because it comes together quite well. Thank you again. Everyone out there, go see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And I can't wait to do this again with you in the future.
Yes, thank you. It was so good to see you again.